So we're talking about this last paragraph of Dogen's Fukanza Zengi, and he says, please. He starts off with please. And I just think that's so important. It kind of reminds me of um, when you have a friend or a family member who is in an abusive relationship or who's addicted, and you just see them going back, and you just think, please, please stop. Please look at what's going on. And in the same kind of way, we're kind of in an abusive relationship with this whole life thing. Our bodies are deteriorating. There's inequality and greed and hatred. We want to look out for ourselves, and we attach to making sure my life is better. All these really toxic behaviors, and yet we still wake up every morning and engage again. And that's kind of what the Buddha was saying. If you're living in this life, you're in this toxic relationship with an impermanent universe. And so this please from Dogen is kind of the same flavor, I think. Please take a look at what your life is. Don't just take it as given. Don't just give in to the instinct to ensure my happiness. Please take a moment to investigate what's really going on here. What is my true self? What is this universe really? So I love that he starts it with that plea. So he says, please, honored followers of Zen, honored. You could talk about every word. I hope everyone in here feels honored. Um, by whom? By the thousands of years of people who sat on cushions just like we are right now, investigating the same thing. Following your breath and allowing your true self to manifest is timeless. It has nothing to do with technology, it has nothing to do with culture. It spans space and time, it transcends space and time. So, for thousands of years, people have been cultivating and passing on this practice. And they honor you right now. You should feel honored because you are carrying it forward for them. People in the present who benefit from our practice, um, settling ourselves, learning ourselves, opening ourselves, um, without trying, naturally cultivates compassion and wisdom. And every moment you spend on the cushion is one more moment of cultivating openness and selflessness for others. And they honor you. And then, of course, everyone in the future. This same practice, sitting down on the floor, looking at my breath, again, thousands of years it's been around. And it's because of people like you who have cultivated it and passed it on. So, everyone here on Zoom, everyone here in the yurt, I hope you feel honorable and honored by beings in the past, present, and future for your commitment and your dedication to this practice. And I hope that supports you. And when your commitment to sit just feels awful and it's the last thing you want to do and you're tired and you're stressed and it seems boring and nothing's happening, I hope that you remember all of the people that honor you for the commitment that you've made. And if for no other reason, to come and sit for them. Honored followers of Zen, Followers is a weird word. I hope no one's here following anything. The Buddha was very clear on his deathbed: don't follow me, don't do what I did. This is all about you tasting freedom for yourself. So follow your Zen. Please, honored practitioners, long accustomed to groping for the elephant. So, in my research, I found different things about this elephant. Um, Most notably, a very famous story that's used in a lot of Zen circles is the six blind men. Maybe people have heard that story. Six blind men come across an elephant, and one of them feels the tail, and they're like, oh, this is a long rope. And then the next guy is feeling its leg, and it's like, no, this is a tree. And the next guy feels the trunk and says, no, this is a long vine. And the next guy feels the body, and they're like, no, it's a wall, right? And so obviously this is a metaphor for the limits of our perspective, um, how dangerous it is to rely on my little vision of the world. Um, but it doesn't really matter what this elephant is. To me, the main point here is the groping. We are long accustomed to groping, whether that's a selfish groping for money or power or fame or popularity or approval, or even if it's spiritual groping, groping for enlightenment, groping for peace, groping for patience. It's kind of what we're programmed to do, is grope. Um, and so we're long accustomed to it. In a way, having a Zen center and doing Ango is a groping. And if we're not sensitive and aware of how we're groping, then that groping kind of becomes attachment. So we're long accustomed to groping for whatever the elephant is. Do not doubt the true dragon. So dragon is, often used as a metaphor for enlightenment or true self. Um, and so, don't doubt the true dragon. That points to the faith that we have in this practice. If for those of us who are going to be sitting really hard for the next 90 days, there will be many moments where you will doubt that it is doing anything, that it is opening any doors, that it is providing any kind of insight. And that's good. That doubt is good. But to keep that faith and to keep on going, that even that doubt is Buddha, is true self, is perfect, is exactly what we need right now. And then as I was looking up and researching some of these metaphors, I found a really cool story that I thought really applies, at least for me, uh, as far as the true dragon. It's this story about this old Chinese guy. I think he was Chinese, and he loved dragons and he worshiped dragons, and he had dragon statues in his house, and he wore dragon things, and he talked about dragons, and he read about dragons, and everyone knew that he was the dragon guy and he knows so much about dragons. And then one day a real dragon comes down from the clouds and knocks on his door, and he opens the door and he's terrified and he slams it and he runs away. And that's just, I resonate with that story so much because it's so easy to read and interpret and talk about and have Buddhist things in our house and our altar and espouse Buddhism all the time and know about all the Buddhist stuff. But when it comes to really sitting down to let go of everything, let go of what we think we know, let go of what we think we are, It's fucking scary. And it's real tempting to close the door and run away from that. So he says, don't doubt the true dragon. I say, don't fear the true dragon. I'm filled with fear right now. Fun things, social things, hobby things, creative things, they're all going to take a back seat for the next 90 days. And that is terrifying to me. Where am I going to find joy? Where am I going to find relaxation and comfort? Um, and, all you can do is try it and see what happens. It can be pretty magical when you invite that scary dragon into your home. So then he says, devote your energies to the way that points directly to the real thing. So, yeah, I don't think this means Zazen is the real thing and that's all you should be doing. Everything else is fake. I really don't think that's what he's saying. I think this practice is really a powerful way to look at all of our energies and everything we engage in, whether it's sitting or watching a movie or spending time with our loved ones. Is this the real thing? There's a really beautiful koan where a monk is walking with his teacher, and the monk asks, what is the meaning? What is Buddha? What is true nature? Same kind of question. And the teacher looks at a flower bush and he says, people today see these flowers as if in a dream, not real. What is real? We've got teachings and koans that say it's all an illusion. Everything you think you can conceive of is a delusion. And we have other teachings that say everything right now is ultimate reality. Devote your energies to your commitment forms. I think that's what he's saying. Just devote your energies. What is real? What is not real? And what does it mean to go beyond real and not real? How do I do that? Just be this. Revere the one who has gone beyond learning. Revere. Revere the one who has gone beyond learning. Does that mean we shouldn't learn or study things? Of course not. So what does it mean to go beyond learning? What's the difference between learning things and bearing witness to things? How do they feed each other? How do they inhibit each other? Learning can lead to knowing. Zazen can cultivate this really powerful not knowing, completely open. And what does it mean to go beyond knowing and not knowing? Revere the one. Does that mean we revere Seisen? Does that mean we revere the Dharma talker? No, of course not. Revere yourself for looking at learning and not knowing. Revere your devotion and dedication to looking at that, to making the intention to penetrate knowing and not knowing. So he says, revere the one who has gone beyond learning and is free from effort. That's all Ango is making effort. What does that mean to be free from effort? I don't even want to attempt to address that. All I'll say is, I really hope we all make an effort to do that. Accord with the enlightenment of all the Buddhas. If you think you're not doing that right now, it's another thing to look at. Succeed to the samadhi of all the ancestors. So samadhi refers to, a depth of zazen, a depth of concentration, the experience of really being fully just this. It's very hard. And to cultivate our relationship with this samadhi is what we're doing here. And I want to be very clear as we embark on these 90 days that samadhi does not mean joy. Samadhi does not mean peace and bliss. Samadhi can be completely being one with depression, completely present with anger, confusion, and joy and bliss and everything. Samadhi does not discriminate. Samadhi does not feel like any one thing. I might even say there's a samadhi of busy mind. Truly be monkey mind. Lose yourself completely in blah, 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 blah. One of my first teachers said something about TV samadhi. I think that would be pretty difficult, but not impossible. Samadhi includes everything. But it's that effortless effort that allows us to open up to the possibility of samadhi in every moment, letting go of the stories of what's going on and just fully losing ourselves in just this. Continue to live in such a way and you will be such a person. It's interesting. As if there's some kind of person to be. That's a dangerous line. Continue to live your way and you will be your person. That's nice. The treasure store will open of itself and you may enjoy it freely. Yeah, someone wrote on their Ango forum, I forgot where, something maybe about Zazen or something, but someone wrote, I commit to having no expectations from my practice. And that was really inspiring to me. So I thank the person who wrote that, because the treasure store will open of itself. Your true dragon will manifest just by devoting your energies. And I hope that we enjoy it freely. The easy parts, the blissful parts, the hard parts, the fun parts. And I really honor all of you. And yeah, I hope we devote our energies to supporting each other and moving forward, keeping on going. Thank you very much, and I'll see you on the cushion.